Mysterious order coming from the U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. He has summoned hundreds of top U.S. generals and admirals to a meeting in Quantico, Virginia on Tuesday. The senior military officers will be coming from around the world, but no one seems to know why. None of the officers are admirals or generals. The White House is dismissing the intrigue. Listen.
Well, I'll be there if they want me, but why is that such a big deal? I mean, the fact that we're getting along with the generals and admirals from all, remember, I'm the president of peace. It's good to get along. It's good. You act like this is a bad thing. Isn't it nice that people are coming from all over the world to be with us?
It's not particularly unusual that generals who report to the Secretary of War and then to the President of the United States are coming to speak with the Secretary of War. It's actually not unusual at all, and I think it's odd that you guys have made it into such a big story.
One official joked that it's being called the General Squid Games, but not everyone is laughing. In May, Hegseth ordered the Defense Department to cut the number of four-star generals and admirals by at least 20%. Let's discuss this and more with the former Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary and CNN political and global affairs commentator, Sabrina Singh. She's here with me in the Situation Room. Sabrina, you heard very clearly the President and the Vice President, J.D. Vance, attempting to downplay this very unusual in-person meeting of hundreds of senior military officials being told, come to Quantico, Virginia for this meeting. They don't know what the meeting is about. What's your reaction to this Hegseth order?
Well, it's highly unusual. We've not seen, through many secretaries of defense over the years, from Gates to Panetta under Secretary Austin, we've never seen a meeting like this convened. And what Hegseth is doing is basically pulling back from 1 to 4 stars. That's approximately 800 people all around the world from their different missions and combatant commands to Virginia for a meeting that no one knows what it's about. On top of that, it's the day of the shutdown, September 30th, and it's going to be an incredibly costly meeting to have all these people literally drop everything that they're doing to come to Virginia for something that we don't even know.
There are secure ways to have a virtual conference call with these military officers without forcing them to come all the way to Quantico, Virginia.
Absolutely. I mean, Secretary Hegseth and all the combatant commands and their deputy commanders and other generals or admirals under them all have access to secure video conferencing. This could certainly be done virtually or remote. I mean, again, you're pulling people from priority theaters like the Indo-Pacific or European Command to come back for a meeting that we really have no details on, and something, like you said, could not only be done virtually, but would save taxpayers money instead of flying everyone in for something that we just have no details on.
And we have no information on what this meeting is going to be all about. We shall see when it unfolds. On the same day that the meeting is supposed to take place in Quantico, a deadline is in place for Pentagon reporters to sign a pledge demanded by Secretary Hegseth, saying reporters with a Pentagon credential not obtain or use unauthorized material in their reporting, even if the information is totally unclassified, and reporters can lose their credentials and access to the Pentagon if they violate this. News agencies are gearing up for a major legal battle. This is a subject close to my heart. I'm a former Pentagon correspondent. We're not supposed to be stenographers for the U.S. military. The only thing that they want, this current administration, is for reporters to report what's out there in formal public Pentagon press releases and not do any serious reporting on subjects that the Pentagon doesn't necessarily want the American people to know about. This is outrageous.
I think you captured it just so pointedly. It's not only outrageous, it's deeply concerning. I mean, freedom of the press is what distinguishes the United States from other countries around the world who try and choke information off from the press. And you know that building, the press, I mean, while you can have contentious relationships sometimes, and certainly when I was there, we disagreed on stories, but press have free reign of the Pentagon and can go to any single floor and ask the questions because the Pentagon and the Department of Defense is so big. You need that type of access. And so to really choke off information, it's going to come at the detriment to Secretary Hegseth. I don't think any news organization or serious reporter is going to sign this pledge, because at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to report just on information just given to you by the Pentagon. You know this, CNN has done incredible reporting and exposed stories to the public's eye, whether it was on Iraq and weapons of mass destruction to the withdrawal of Afghanistan. And we didn't always see eye to eye, but it's important that the public have the facts.
Certainly important, and I don't think any serious journalist would ever sign a document like that promising to report only what the Pentagon says you can report publicly. It's really outrageous. All right, Sabrina, thank you very much for your service.
Fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.